Knights and nobles, lords and ladies, wizards, jesters, all manner of weird little guys, gather ye round. Hey, it's Jack, Jack in the attic. And if you thought I was going to wear that for this entire video, I'm so sorry. Not doing that. So this coif is actually crochet. It's a pattern by Conscious Moss that I will link below, but this is actually what gave me the inspiration for this whole video. Got me in the particular headspace. I'm super into the medieval revival thing we have going on right now. Like fantasy, cottagey core, Knightcore, all of that. I love it. I have seen similar videos on this theme for crochet, but not specifically for knitting patterns, so here I am. By the way, if you're ever about to ask me to do a crochet version of any video, go check this channel first. This channel is really doing the work. There's no way I could do it better, so I'm not going to try. I will link them below. Today we're looking at medieval, Renaissance, and overall fantasy-inspired pieces. Some more literal and some more modern interpretations. Historical accuracy is not going to be a thing here, nor are we actually looking at just medieval-inspired pieces. We're doing a sort of broader range. Let's just get started because I'm way too excited to show you these patterns. So first we have, of course, a chainmail coif. There was no way I could show you my crochet coif and not show you a knit one. This is a free pattern. It was created specifically for a stage production of Spamalot. It is one size, but it is adjustable. Next up we have the knighthood. The knight part of the name may come from the designer's last name, but I still think it fits the vibe. It's definitely a more modern take, converting from a cowl to a hood, but I would absolutely include this in casual Renfest costumes or just daily wear. This is a combo hood and cowl or scarf knit with, it says faux intarsia and 2-color brioche. The Athame has its own specific history. I'm just appreciating it for the visual in this case. I am, not so secretly, a big fan of dagger and sword designs, and I love the look of this one. So Juliet Cap can refer to at least 2 different types of head accessory, though they do have similarities. I'm talking about this kind. So this is more reminiscent of 60s and 70s medieval revival, but that definitely still fits in this list. This looks like a pretty quick knit. It says it only uses 85 yards of bulky weight yarns. You could probably finish this in an afternoon. I think these are coming back. As my hair gets longer and more annoying, I cannot resist the call of the snood. Snood can also refer to multiple knit or crochet accessories. I am, shockingly, once again, talking about the version I'm showing on screen and not something else. I'm going to show a variety of snood patterns here with different designs and textures. I just want to talk about snoods in general, but I will link all of these. I found it much easier to find crochet snood patterns, and while I'm obviously not at all concerned about historical accuracy here, we don't have much historical evidence of crochet existing until around the early 1800s. We have evidence of knitted textiles from centuries earlier, and knoll binding even earlier before that. I am on a tangent now. This does not actually matter. Snoods could have been made with all different types of techniques. So here are some patterns for knitters specifically. Moving out of the headwear section, we have the Swordsman in Love mittens, a stranded colorwork pattern with a hearts and swords design and picot edging. The red and white of the sample pictured here really fits the theme perfectly. The description says, this pattern, which includes charts, is appropriate for intermediate colorwork knitters. This is technically still headwear, but it felt more scarf than headwear, so it's going in the scarf section. This is medieval hooded scarves. This combination hood and scarf includes several variants for different looks. This is knit in worsted weight, starting at the long edge of the scarf and ending with the hood. I remember in like 2009 through 2012, hooded scarves were very in. I'm glad they're coming back. Are they coming back? I'm deciding they're coming back, but cooler this time. The late night chainmail. At this point, we all know I love a shawlette and I love the contrasting textures of this piece. This is a beginner-friendly knit and includes a slip stitch tab, which is a proprietary technique to use in place of a garter tab. I would be interested in trying that technique. We also have the Chainmaille Cowl. The photo really speaks for itself here, I think. So this is a lace mesh cowl that resembles chainmail, especially when knit in gray or silver. The description says this piece is also a good introduction to lace knitting. We also have the Gentle Night scarf. So this is a gorgeous textured scarf in a more traditional shape, but with a stitch pattern that resembles chainmail or even scale mail. This scarf uses only simple basic stitches combined in a clever way to produce this texture. It also says gauge isn't critical, and we love that. Moving on to torso garments, I could just say tops. The Sweater of Swords, and you caught me. I just wanted to show a bunch of sword patterns. Guilty, but can you blame me? This might be my favorite circular yoke sweater so far from all of my pattern compilations. I wouldn't show any pattern I don't love, but wow, this one. I love the repeating crescent moons in between the swords too. And this comes in sizes extra small to 5X with chest measurements of 33 to 65 inches. The Ravelry listing also includes the full schematic with all of the sizing information. I think more garment patterns should do that, so that's awesome. Next up we have the Ancestors Bodice, and while the shape and length of this are closer to Regency short stays, really, I do think this is another piece that could easily fit in with a casual Renfest costume or fantasy cottagecore type look. While I don't have the actual sizing measurements for this pattern, the listing says extra small to 3XL, and it does seem from the description that adjusting the sizing should be pretty straightforward. And I'm sure the length is easily adjustable as well. We have the Jet Set tunic. This tunic is definitely more on the modern side, but a long tunic with high slits is always going to read as historically inspired to me. Imagine this or any tunic or dress or long top knit in two colors, split down the middle. Yeah. I'm always partial to drapey and airy fabrics, so this is definitely of interest to me. This would be a great layering piece. We also have Sierra's Lacy Tunic. I think this achieves a similar silhouette with plenty of added texture. I really like the texture of this. I especially love the dark gray version pictured here. This is knit to measure, so anyone can wear it, and it's knit in one piece, so there's no sewing involved. Here we have the chainmail slipover, and I could go on and on about the texture and shape of this piece. I mean, you see it. It's perfect. It had to be on this list. This is knit bottom up all in one piece with a simple 3-needle bind off and I-cord edging. It also comes in 18 sizes. The description does note there are a few sizes that haven't been tested. They still need testing. So if that's your thing, check that out via the Ravelry link below. the I Am No Man pullover. I mean, just look at it. It's incredible. I'm actually going to sit here in silence with geese in the background and just show as many pictures as possible. By the way, when the picture is credited to someone other than the designer, I try to leave in that name from Ravelry so that everyone gets appropriate credit. I don't think this is always going to be 100% accurate, but I'm doing my best. From the description, this is a deep V-neck raglan worked in overall seed stitch and accent cables. This pattern includes sizes for chest measurements from 28 to 68 inches, and the sizing schematic is included in the Ravelry pictures. The Longbeard Hooded Cloak. This is our only true outerwear piece of this list, and it's so good. The description says this piece is inspired by the hooded garments of the dwarves as described in The Hobbit, and by garment fragments found preserved in a bog in Norway. Combining history and fantasy in one garment is exactly what I was looking for, and this hooded cloak fits the theme perfectly. You can also make this as just a hood without the cloak. This is a pretty open size. It is one size. This one is not a garment, but an accessory. It's actually kind of infinite accessories, or you could add it to a garment because it's just the charts to make this design, so you could theoretically add it into anything you want. The motifs in these charts are actually drawn from period knitting according to the description, so there was no way I wasn't going to include this. Also, we love weird little medieval cats, always. Our very last pattern for this list is also not a garment, nor an accessory, but a decor piece. This is the Sword of Damocles wall hanging, and I have to read this from the description because it's too good. Do you fancy a wall hanging that symbolizes the weight of responsibility on you as a ruler and the enemies waiting in the wings to skewer you where you sit? Make this fancy tapestry and remember your own mortality. So this double knit tapestry pattern is also free. I love to start and end a list with free patterns. I hope you enjoyed this list. Even if you have no intention of knitting any of these, I think it's a lot of fun to browse with a theme in mind and just marvel at the creativity of the knitting community. I know Renaissance Festival season has already started for a lot of you, but I still have a few months to go. This is helping fill that gap for me. If you've made any of these patterns, let me know how it went. If you have any new favorites, let me know. I'm sure I missed dozens of patterns, minimum. That is inevitable for this type of video. If you'd like to share some in the comments that fit this theme, please feel free. With all of that said, please take care of your joints, go live your best yarny life, and I will see you next time. Bye. Don't ask me why I own so much armor. I can't explain it. I just do. I just do. That wasn't all of it. That wasn't half of it. Okay, bye.